Hello everyone. This is Secondaries Enthusiast here, and once again, hope you guys are all doing well, and welcome to my channel. So today, I just obtained a brand new microphone to hopefully improve my audio quality and just make my voice sound somewhat less annoying. So I hope that's an improvement, but anyway, I digress. So for today's topic, we'll be looking at the Tier 8 Premium American Battleship, the USS Tennessee. So this ship was obtainable for free by completing missions in the Battle of Leyte Gulf event back in update 13.9, and it has quickly become a fan favorite, not only because of her historical values, but also because of her very impressive in-game performance. So unlike many other ships that Wargaming had gifted us for free in the past events, this ship is actually not mediocre or weak at all. On the contrary, she is one of the best battleships in Tier 8 in my opinion. So to understand why I think she is one of the best battleships in Tier 8, firstly, we'll have a quick overview about the ship, and in there, I will show you guys the main reason that made me think why she is one of the best battleships tier for tier. And after that, I will take her into some battles to demonstrate her real capabilities and show to you guys, why I think she's so good. And with that said, thank you guys for watching, and let's move over to the first part, the quick ship overview. Okay guys, so for the quick overview of the ship, there are a few initial things that would make you feel like the ship is quite mediocre or weak, and that first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the armor layout of the USS Tennessee. So the USS Tennessee is just covered in basically 32 millimeters of armor plating everywhere around the ship. So this just basically means that with this tier 8, there's a lot of cruisers, and then there's also the Italian ships that can just easily penetrate 32 millimeters of armor platings, so she'll just be very susceptible to HE and SAP shell damage. And because it's 32 millimeters of armor again, when she gets up tiered and face tier 9 and tier 10, like facing things like the Musashi or the Yamato and the Incomparable, then she can just get easily overmatched basically everywhere by those ships. But of course, that's a bit rarer. But that's another thing about her just being covered by 32 millimeter of armor platings. However, you do get a pretty big side plating. That's just the torpedo protection belt that stretches pretty widely, and it's raised pretty high too. So in some cases they can eat the HE and SAP shells for you, but of course that's like a minor good thing about having this very big torpedo protection, but that shouldn't matter much. And another good thing is that she does have lowered citadel. So the citadel is actually underwater, I think. Yep, the citadel is underwater, so she won't be. I don't think she'll eat citadels like at all, or it's just very rarely. So, yes, her armor layout means that she eats a lot of damage, but she won't be she won't be blown up by eating citadels, so that's a good thing. And yes, with these damage, it's not citadel damage, so she can heal up with her American heal, which is also very good. So overall it might like initially look very bad, but again, she is a sniper ship, so her role is not for tanking like the German battleships or the Soviet battleships. So this is understandable, and I think that it is still usable for her as a sniper battleship. That's like on the second line. So there's that, and she is very strong in another department. That's why I think that she's the best, one of the best tier 8 battleships. So there must be trade-offs. And speaking of trade-offs, another trade-off that I want to talk about is this. So this is her maneuverability, and I'm not joking. She's just an insanely slow ship with her base speed of being 20.5 knots. That's like turtle speed. Like with the Sierra Mike, that's 21.5, but that's still not like, that's not much. Like for tier 8 battleships nowadays, like most nations and like even America, like you guys have the USS North Carolina, which is already a fast battleship, with the exception of the Kansas, of course. But most battleships at tier 8 nowadays is like fast battleships. So Her being this slow is a major disadvantage. This means that she must be positioned very well to be effective. So like if you're mispositioned and you cannot get on like those crossfires, or you're just too far away from enemy ships, then it's just very hard for a ship like Tennessee to just go back to position and yeah, reposition well. Also, because of her speed, she have to turn away very soon. Like you just have to be aware like how your flank is performing. If you notice that your flank is collapsing, then for Tennessee you just have to turn away, and you'd have to turn away preemptively very quickly, because with this speed, like if you're the last one to turn, then you're basically gonna get run down by enemy ships, because this is just so slow. So it's like a guaranteed death if you're caught behind. So yeah, and also her turning circle radius actually looks very decent. However, I'm not sure why, but maybe because of her hull shape. But yes, when she turns, and also yeah, just because her maximum speed is just so low, when she turns, she also bleeds a lot of speed, so that makes her even slower. So overall, USS Tennessee just have a very sad maneuverability performance. So this ship won't be for the impatient, but like I said, with these trade-offs, she is still very strong and worth it as a sniping battleship, and here's why. So the star of the show is the guns. So I love the guns of the Tennessee to death, and this is not even biased. At first, you look at the 356 millimeters of gun caliber, and you might think that, oh, that's pretty underwhelming. I mean, like you cannot even overmatch standard cruiser plating like 25 millimeter. Only like for those super light cruisers you can overmatch, which is rarer. But the true beauty in Tennessee's gun is not in the caliber. Obviously, she gets cruiser dispersion, ladies and gents. She gets cruiser dispersion, which makes her one of the most consistent battleship. So this is why I believe she is one of the best battleships tier for tier. So like when you play battleships, the problem you have when playing most of them is the consistency on dealing damage on where your shell goes. So like for instance, one time you're deleting a cruiser's nose with pinpoint accuracy from your main battery for some reason, and then the other time your shells are just completely going everywhere when you are trying to punish a broadsiding ships when they're trying to turn away from a bad position. The the RNG involved in battleships are just more than any other classes, and I guess that's a balancing factor. And yes, it makes it a very frustrating experience sometimes when you play battleships, and just like in unlucky games, you just won't be able to deal like any damage at all. But with the cruiser dispersion of the Tennessee, despite having a lower sigma compared to your standard cruiser, which is Tennessee has 1.9 sigma, and I think a normal cruiser has 2.0 sigma, she still becomes the most consistent battleship in Tier 8 by a margin. She might not be good in other aspects like tanking and flanking like I've shown before, but she does her job as a damage dealer incredibly well because of her very consistent gun. So the fact that it is so comfortable to use the guns, and it not being frustrating most of the time, and it can dish out very consistent damage, makes it, in my opinion, one of the best battleships at Tier 8. So you just can hardly go wrong with the gun. And sure, the caliber is low, but you guys can see her HE shell performance is very usable with the main battery reload of 28 seconds and a maximum damage of 5,000 for her HE shells and a chance of causing fire on target 32%. She can be actually a very good fire starter, and yeah, with the more consistent shells that you're landing on enemy ships, she is very good, actually very good at fire starting, and yeah, just burning down enemy ships. So this means that whenever you can't overmatch a ship or they're just too angled, you can just load HE and deal reliable damage to them and burn them down pretty effectively. So now your caliber issue isn't really an issue anymore, right? And then with the main battery consistency of the accuracy, her AP would be a monster. So despite having a lower main battery damage, like 8 armor piercing shells maximum damage of 10,500, that doesn't sound too great, but because she have cruiser dispersion, the volume that she's landing on target is way larger. So in total, she can just chunk HP bar very easily. And yeah, essentially she is a cruiser deleter. Like, because of the accuracy, if you see a broadsiding cruiser, you can reliably look at them, shoot your guns, and delete most of their HP bar or just them entirely. And I have experienced this quite a lot already. I think Tennessee has one of the most reliable. She's one of the most reliable ships I can like guarantee death strikes on, because she's just so good at deleting cruiser misplays. So yeah, this guarantee is what makes her so strong and good as a sniper battleship. So yeah, of course her armor, but like for that, her armor penetration is a bit lacking because of her gun caliber. But like I said, the sheer volume of shells that is just full pending the other ships, like armor belt is already enough to chunk a good portion of HP of the target that you're shooting at. And yeah, of course, as always, the shells of American battleships are a bit harder to aim, so they are a bit slower and the parabola is higher. But of course, as you get used to it, then you can always really reliably do damage with the ship. And another thing is the shell of the Tennessee is actually a bit faster than the North Carolina. She doesn't have access to the super heavy American armor piercing shell, so even though it's it's American ballistics, it's a bit better than like likes of the North Carolina. And another thing is with her guns, another good thing is that her firing range is also very good, 20.2 kilometer. So yeah, that can be also extended using a spotter plane that she have, which extends her range 20% more. So despite the slow speed for positioning, she should still be able to reach most of her targets pretty comfortably. So yeah, all in all, the reliability in her guns, being able to just consistently deal damage and hits its target, is just the sole reason why I think it is so good for tier 8. And this is just something that most battleship does not have, and this is what makes her so special, and yeah, why she's one of the strongest battleships at tier 8. And another thing that's also very good about her is the AA, I guess, but that shouldn't matter much. She gets pretty good continuous damage, but the highest is in short range AA, and yeah, and she also have a decent amount of flak shells, and she also comes equipped with defensive AA fire. But of course, it's AA. It shouldn't matter nowadays that much, unless you're like fully building it in like AA cruisers. But yeah, and then also her concealment is actually, for a battleship, is really good. It's only 11.4 kilometer surface detectability, so she won't be spot from the moon like for like things such as like the Yamato line. Like, they can be spot from the moon and other battleships. And yeah, when possible with this concealment, she can position herself closer to compensate for that minor lack of armor penetration capacity that I told you earlier. But of course, because of her slow maneuverability, her slow speed, you have to be careful, as you are just very slow to cut away if you get caught and focused. But yes, that's another good thing about the ship. And so yeah, those are the quick overview about the ship, and her artillery is why I think she is one of the best battleships tier for tier. And before I take her into battle and show you guys why the ship is so strong with her main battery, this is my commander. So I'm taking gunfeeder because you can use your HE and AP shells interchangeably quite frequently. When there are no sin, you're using HE shells, or like when you see a destroyer. Because of good accuracy, the HE shells can also be very good at just deleting destroyers when you see them too. So do not sleep on the HE shells, I'm telling you. And yeah, like when you're using HE shells, you can switch to your AP shells quickly if you see a broadsiding, like a target that's just turning away from a bad position. And then I forgot to mention, but one downside is that her main battery traverse speed is pretty slow, so I'm taking grease the gears to help with that and make the main battery traverse a bit more comfortable. I'm also taking brisk because when she's undetected, I can get her to become a bit faster, so a bit more comfortable to play, because she's just so slow, like insanely slow. And then I'm just taking the standard adrenaline rush and emergency repair expert to boost my repair party and damage control party, and also get an additional charge, and concealment expert. And if I have a full 21 point commander, I would just also take the fire prevention expert and imagine emergency repair specialist to help with her survivability. This is to reduce the amount of fire that she can take, because like I said, she's just very susceptible to HE and SAP shells, and yeah, like spam. And then for her equipment, I'm just taking the standard. So she's a tier 8, so she don't get access to that American accuracy mod, but that's okay. Like, she already have cruiser dispersion. That's already better than like other battleships. So I'm taking concealment system modification 1, so that reduces her detectability range. Damage control system, so that helps her with the fire extinguishing time. The main battery modification 1, modification 2, sorry. So that also helps with her pretty poor traverse speed. And damage control system modification 1 and main armament modification 1. And this is my flag, and I'm also taking the fire flags as well. So like I said, I am going to also use her HE shells pretty frequently, because they are just so good with this accuracy and good reload. But yeah, that should be it. So see you guys in battle, and hopefully in those battles I will be able to showcase to you guys the Tennessee's capability and why I think she is such a strong ship. So see you guys in battle. Okay, so for this battle I'm mid-tier. That's not great, not terrible, and one good thing is I guess is that I don't have to face overmatching 460 millimeters caliber guns and above. But as a Tennessee, I'm very slow, so I wouldn't want to get caught and focus too hard. So usually I just stay around this area in the middle, so you can get like crossfires on ships that are just pushing. Usually they tend to push over this side or this side, and if you position yourself in the middle, then like usually I think I find most of my success by staying in the middle position and at a safe enough range, of course, because like I said, the Tennessee is just a very susceptible ship to getting focused down, because she's just so slow. But she's just she's very beautiful. I mean, like the historical value, and also the fact that she's just a chunky, cute ship. I just love this ship, and hopefully I can also show you guys the guns as well. Okay, so the Harbin definitely cannot pattern our just 32mm plating, but I think the Yarsveld can, because it has the special penetration formula, because that's essentially German guns, and then the Miyoko, it has 203, so that she can also panzer us.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Yeah, hopefully I can catch some broadsides, but if not, then it's okay too, and I can just use the HE shells. Yeah, but like look at that dispersion. Even angled, like I'm just aiming on the superstructure and I can still do very reliable damage. Like that's what's special about the Tennessee. That's why I love her so much. Yeah, like because look at that dispersion. Like, can you really find this amount of dispersion in any other battleships? That's 8 shells that I landed on him, and that's 2 fires. So you guys can see, like, the guns are just so strong. If he turn away, then I think the guy's just pushing in. So see if I can get a broadside on that guy. Also, the Harbin is slowing down. Nice. That was unfortunate, but Still, like, the guns are very reliable with this cruiser dispersion. We have a Tangshi, so he's angling in, so that's unfortunate. But I think I can catch the Takahashi. But yeah, that one problem about the Tennessee is just that, yeah, her gun is a bit slow, like in terms of traverse speed. Okay, this should look good, and it does. Like, man, like you can hardly go wrong with this gun. I'm telling you.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Okay. Okay, so there's a destroyer in here.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
So be careful with that. There's not much I can shoot at right now. I'm going to use a spotter so I can see this guy easier. Like, look at this dispersion, guys. It just makes the ship so good to play. That's 7. Like, see? This is why I think, like, as a sniper ship, like, she is one of the best tier 8 battleships tier for tier, and I'm so happy that Wargaming gifted this ship for free to the player base when the event was ongoing. Hopefully she returns in the future, because she's such a good ship, and like, if you don't have her right now, I definitely recommend having her. Actually, nope. I think that Alsace. Just shooting at the Miyoko, but like despite a lower sigma, because of her cruiser dispersion, she's just still way more reliable, like in terms of her consistency in the main battery compared to other ships. But yes, that one I misaimed.
Torpedoes, get ahead.
And if I can get my guns on
Fire on the designated.
the other guy, that would be great. I don't think I can yet. That wasn't a very great dispersion salvo, but still, like, I'm like consistently still hitting so many shots compared to like if I were in another battleship. So I'm still very happy. And then let's see if I can get my shots under his Shenyang. I don't think so. That's unfortunate, but it's okay. Like, so far off the shells that off the shots that I land, it's just I deal very consistent good chunks of damage to other ships. So like, this is why the guns on the ship is just so good. She not spotted, so the Jaeger is probably a bit further back, so that's good. Two hits. Okay, so the Jaeger is between these islands.
Reporting the target position. Concentrate
Hopefully,
fire on
our
the
Cossack
designated
can
target.
stay and spot the Jaeger, and yeah, let's see the HE shells in action. Damn, the guy just beached. Yeah, with like with the skill, switching shells is a bit more comfortable, and also just the fact that we get the bonus from the legendary commander Halsey. Yeah, but our Cossack should deal with that. Should be able to deal with that. And I'm not sure why our team is just bundling up at the B cap. I think they should be comfortable enough to push now. And actually, now that they're approaching, I have to start and turn away. And yeah, even if I cannot use my AP shells effectively at this angle, I can still just utilize the HE shells because they're just still very good. But yeah, another thing, like, you don't actually necessarily have to use the HE shells, but I still think it's very good. Like, with the AP shells, you can just aim at the superstructure and also deal reliable damage, but the HE shells shouldn't be slept on, because yeah, it's a very reliable fire starter given the very great dispersion that the Tennessee has. This isn't a very high damage game, but you guys have probably seen like the salvos that I took. Like, I think this should still do a chunk of damage. See, like that amount of damage is just insane. And now this is a negative aspect about the ship. It's just so slow. So like, if an entire enemy team is just chasing on me, then I would be probably get run down and die. But thankfully, I'm not being run down right now, and I'm super healthy. Yeah, that's 2 fires. So the HE shells is just also so good too. So there's no reason to sleep on it. But yeah, I think I'll eat one torpedo from the Takahashi. So that should hurt. I won't heal yet. Oh, actually, I should move also. Is Sanyang probably launched some torps at me? Okay, I should turn away. Okay, so his Sanyang is there. Oh, no, that's a Hakas. Okay, my bad. That's a Akizuki, but that's a problem. Yep, and I was right. I was being shot at. Hopefully I can get the Takahashi. I think she only has... I'm not sure. No, I think she have standard plating for cruisers. Even though she's a light cruiser. But like that should kill her. Actually, no. Okay, never mind. Yakizuki, now it's going to just spam me. Hopefully I can get... And that is my Confederate. But like, I landed 3 shots on that destroyer, so like you guys can see like how good it is. Okay, I'll just shoot my HE AP shells anyway. That left a very convenient gap for the Takahashi, but I still landed 2 shots, so I guess that's fine.
Torpedoes, dead ahead. Torpedoes to starboard.
Yeah, I think she'll turn away. I can let my team finish off the Hisanyang. It shouldn't be an issue. That's 6 shells hit. And that's still 7k alpha. Hey, you guys can see, like, this ship is just very strong. Yeah, just like the like the consistency is just so good for a battleship that I cannot just complain anymore. Like, I don't think, like, the only thing you can complain about is, I guess, the armor layout and the maneuverability, but all the other aspects, it's just so good. And this is a 150,000 damage game. Like, I didn't score that much citadels, unfortunately, but I guess I got a bit unlucky, or just, yeah, skill issue, how I aimed. But in many times, you can land citadels very consistently on cruisers, and it's just very good. Yeah, the match is pretty much over. Let's hope that, well, there's an island between me and the Yakizuki, so my team will finish them off. But yeah, this match, like, you guys then look at the dispersion, it showcased that pretty well. But yeah, like, the ship is just insane in terms of their firepower. The HE shell is good, the AP shell is good, and combined with the cruiser dispersion, it's just an overall good, comfortable combo. It's just such a consistent battleship. And yeah, that makes it, in my opinion, one of the best battleships that for tier 8. But yeah, let's look at the scoreboard. Okay, so I gotta compare it this game, so that's pretty good. 150,000 damage, I think that's also very good for a tier 8 battle. And I got up tier to meet against tier 9 too, so. And I'm second in the leaderboard. I think our Cossack did very well. And yeah, for the Alabama, yeah, like I dealt very consistent damage for all of the ships that I shot at. So for the Takahashi, I think this is the ship I landed 2 citadels at. And yeah, like she's not a nimble ship, like by any means, but like with my main battery, my armor piercing shells, like when I catch her turning broadside, then yeah, like you can, with the Tennessee, you can just confidently know that like most of your shots are going to land on target. And yeah, that was what happened, and I landed 2 citadels on her consecutively, and yeah, that basically crippled her. I dealt 46,000 damage on the guy. And yeah, the Alabama, I didn't get to shoot my AP shells a lot, but that's still, I think I penned mostly on his superstructure, but that still dealt 11,000 damage, because with this with this dispersion, you can aim at the superstructure and also like you can reliably hit on them. So like sometimes when you have AP loaded, you can just use your AP and aim at the superstructure. You don't have to switch to HE shell. But also just don't sleep on the HE shells. Yeah, I can see here I had 16 and about 14,000 damage in HE, and I set 2 fires, so that's 12,000 damage in fires. And I think like overall it's just a very good ship. And yeah, like I also like landed 3 shell hit on the Hsienyang, so that's also very good. And yeah, like overall the performance, like, okay, and there are certain aspects that you may think the Tennessee is lacking, but for me, a battleship is all about like you being willing to, like, a battleship has many roles, right? You can be a tank, and also just an overall damage dealer. And Tennessee does her job as a smart sniping damage dealing battleship really, really well because of her cruiser dispersion, and because of that consistency. Like when you play her, it's just a more comfortable experience as well. So this is why I think the USS Tennessee is one of the best tier 8 battleship in World of Warships. If you let alone if you forgive the fact that she's a bit slow and her armor layout is not good, but it shouldn't matter much when you're on the second line, you're at the back and you're sniping, getting those crossfires. So she does her job very insanely well. Like I don't think any other battleships at tier 8 can do this. So yeah, because of that, in my opinion, she's one of the best tier 8 battleships. And yeah, that is pretty much it for today. I showcase you guys the USS Tennessee, and yeah, like if you guys have any opinions on her, just leave a comments. And yeah, like it's okay to have different opinions as well. But yes, for me, I love the ship, and I am just super comfortable in her, and I can reliably deal damage in her, I think. Like for me, let's check. Well, not ranked, but for randoms, I think I dealt like very reliable damage with her as well. Like the USS Tennessee had a 66% win rate. It's 32 battles, but like my average result is 132,000, and yeah, like it's just a very consistent battleship. So yeah, that is it for the Tennessee. And yeah, if you guys are interested in any ship, just let me know. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day. Bye.